Hello, I'm Jeremy. That is SP3. It is FMC. Tuesday morning here on Fightful Overbooked. Thank you guys for hanging out, for tuning in, for being with us on this beautiful. It's actually, the weather is shitty here in Ohio, as it always is.
Gloomy here in New York as well.
Yeah, weather sucks. Thank you guys for being here. We're here to chat about the world of basketball and the world of trashy reality television. And unfortunately, before we even get started here, SP3, I hate to do this to you. I was going to do it a surprise and then a terrible surprise. I feel like an awful friend for even doing this. But then dumb Caden has to ruin it by posting in the private chat. So Caden's here. Thanks for ruining the surprise, Caden. You couldn't just wait. You couldn't not post anything in the private chat. You can have the Day After Dynamite look that I have. Why'd you post in the private chat? This is supposed to be my big grand present to SP3 because he's feeling down about the LeBron James interview, and I was going to cheer him up with you, and then you spoiled it. Why'd you do that?
See, cheering me up with SP3 works normally, but on this show it does not.
What are you here to talk about? Why are you here?
I'm here to talk a little bit about hockey. It's
trade. Right, I like the hockey. Do you know who the 2022 Stanley Cup champions are?
There's the Colorado Avalanche, yes.
There you go.
Cale Makar, Gabe Landeskog.
Neither of them play right now, so good job.
I know, everybody's injured.
Yeah.
It's Jeremy, the funny thing is that on my franchise mode in NHL 22, Gabe Landeskog's my number one left winger, and he's also injured.
Best wishes to Gabe Landeskog. I need him back soon.
Yes, y'all really need him. But it's trade deadline.
We've won 6 in a row. We don't need him that bad. We're rolling, baby. We are cooking.
But I'm cheering for Colorado in the West. You know I'm always cheering for them.
I don't want your support.
Okay, fine, Jeremy, fine. I won't cheer for them then. Let's go Arizona Coyotes. I'll cheer for the Coyotes.
There you go.
So this week was trade deadline week. It's not even the deadline hasn't even come, and yet everybody and their mother has been traded at this point. We got Timo Meier was traded last weekend to.
This is a much more. You're muted. This is a much more interesting topic. Flavor of gum tier rankings.
That's the next one. That's the next video we're gonna do.
Yeah, we got to do this.
I love my tier. I love my tier rankings, ladies and gentlemen. What it's all about.
All right, we're gonna do that video. Continue, Caden. Whatever you were speaking about.
Timo Meier is on the New Jersey Devils. They've gotten really stacked up front. They're looking good. We've got yesterday the Toronto Maple Leafs making another blockbuster deal. Last week they got Ryan O'Reilly to add to their center depth, already having Austin Matthews and John Tavares up the middle, probably one of the best 1-2s on the center line. But now you got Ryan O'Reilly in there, who's actually going to take Tavares' spot, and they're moving Tavares out to the wing. So that's really stacking up the Leafs. And then yesterday they also added Sam Lafferty up front. I think he's going to be on the third line. And then Jake McCabe on the back end for about a 50% retained salary. And they only lost a conditional first rounder in 2025. And it's protected. It's a top 10 protected pick. So the Leafs absolutely fleeced Chicago yesterday in that deal. And Toronto actually might win a round, Jeremy. They might make it past the first round.
They got to play Tampa Bay.
They do.
Tampa Bay's always going to be tough. Tampa Bay overpaid for Tanner Janot, but I mean, they do this every single trade deadline where they get these guys that they overpay for, and then they make the Stanley Cup final. So I'm not going to question Tampa Bay's methods. The East is a bloodbath. I'm really looking forward to watching the Eastern Conference playoffs. I mean, my team's in the West. That's not as stacked, but I'm really looking forward to the Eastern playoffs. There's a lot of good hockey teams in the East, and should be a lot of really fun series all throughout.
Yeah, that's the last thing I was going to bring up is the East looks incredible. Every trade has basically gone through the East. There was speculation that Vegas could have gotten Timo Meier, but with New Jersey getting him, I just don't see a team like Colorado. If they're fully healthy, is the only team I could see even coming out of the West and winning. Other than that, I think unless like the East just takes each other out because they go to an all-out bloody battle and they just destroy each other.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, I mean, this season, I'm really excited for the playoffs, especially on the Eastern side. I think it's going to be brutal and competitive. And on the West, I actually am really excited because I think it's a little more open and there's not really like a clear front runner other than maybe Vegas. And even that, I'm not fully sure.
You mean the team that got shut out 3-0 last night? Those Las Vegas Golden Knights?
Yeah, like that. Nobody in the West looks fantastic. So I'm kind of excited to see in the West.
The team that has it, the team that has it won 6 straight and is still missing guys, and the 2022 Stanley Cup champions, that team doesn't look fantastic.
They don't look fantastic, Jeremy. They do not. Hockey's great.
Great insight there, Caden. Anything else you have to add?
No.
All right. Good appearance. Yeah, sorry about that, SP3. I thought he was going to cheer you up, and then he just comes on and says a bunch of nothing. Now, that's on me. That's on me.
It gave me time to quote tweet. Your FMC is live by quote tweeting, and I quote, "Why the hell is Caden here? And we have to talk hockey when LeBron James is injured. Find out why on an all new FMC on Fightful Overbook."
Also fair. Real quickly on the hockey front, and Caden's not here anymore. Maybe he'll watch this show on repeat. I don't know. He'll probably message me about something anyway. Yeah, Caden's going on a darkness retreat. I am going to do a trade deadline show. The trade deadline's Friday. I think I'm going to go on Twitch and just like play some hockey video games and talk about all the trades. So SP3, if you just want to come hang out and talk hockey, and I know you don't like hockey, you're more than welcome to. You're always
talk about how Adam Banks is the best player in the NHL, and Charlie Conway's got a lot of heart. I think I would put Julie the Cat between in the goalie position instead of what was his Greg Goldberg.
Greg Goldberg, yeah. So if you want more hockey talk, I'll try to not have Kate in there because why? But on Twitch Friday afternoon, come hang out with me as I play some hockey video games and review all the trade deadline news in the world of hockey. I think I'm gonna do it. Don't hold me to any of this shit, please. But that's my plan. Anyway, I've been twitching SP3.
I see you
like on drugs. Yeah,
I pop in the chat.
I know. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you come hang out and banter about as I try to beat Andre the Giant at wrestling in Legends of Wrestling.
Rob Did you
Wilkins,
beat him? I didn't.
I did. Oh man, big monumental moment last night when I finally beat him. Oh, it was huge. It was a huge victory. I think I scared the entire house because I popped so big that I finally fucking beat him. Rob Wilkins, I'm only here so I don't get fined in MILF talk. Oh, I'm fired up about the MILF Manor. Oh, I didn't get my tweets off because I went on a darkness retreat this weekend. I was off Twitter, and so I didn't get my MILF Manor tweets off. I'm fired up about it. I'm hopefully Ross Berman is going to join us. I'll send him the link. But first,
SP3. Shout out to Rob Wilkins. He was an all-timer guest on True Hill Heat 214. He had the jokes talking about rubbing his nipples to the Elite versus House of Black. He talked about glizzies. He talked about his ex getting a job at Greyhound so she can get ran over. Some all-timer lines from Rob Wilkins. Rob Wilkins will be back on True Hill Heat. I just wanted to let that.
Rob rules. He ignored my text because he was recording with you. I sent him a text. I was like, "Hey, can you do something for me?" And he's like, "I don't have time for you. I'm a big star now talking with SP3." Like, thanks a lot, Wilkins.
Yes, he big timed you for me. I love it.
He did. He completely. I had to go through the wife. I was like, "Can you message this person for me because Wilkins is big timing me right now?" Sure.
See, look at Dolores. Dolores is the queen of the plugs for True Hill. She said Rob was great. He was amazing.
Rob's the best. Everyone watch Coexisting with Rob and Maggie every Fridays right here on this channel. Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern. So say on Friday, you can watch me on Twitch, talk about hockey if you would like, and then you can jump on over, because I'm pretty sure the deadline's like right at 3. You can jump on over to Fightful Overbooked, and you can listen to Rob and Maggie talk about wrestling. We got you covered, whether it's sports or professional wrestling, which we don't talk about on this show. You know what we do talk about on this show, SP3. I'm sorry, I got to bring this up. I'm sorry because you were on Twitch with me yesterday, and we were talking. I was on a high. Yeah, and I told you, like, I bet on the Lakers. Before they made the trades, I bet on them to make the playoffs. Before they made the Westbrook trade, that's how confident I was in LeBron James and top 5 MVP candidate Anthony Davis. And even when Russell Westbrook was still there, I was still confident this team's going to make the play. They made the trades, and I was even more confident on it of like, oh, the team is they're in it right now. They got the depth finally. They have role players who are in the right position. They're more balanced now. They're good. They're definitely good. And they were cooking after the trade deadline. That comeback against the Mavericks, which the Mavericks should be ashamed of themselves for the way they played in that second half. Jason Kidd should be fired after that game.
I love Jason Kidd calling out Luka Doncic in the post-game presser, saying that it's a maturity issue. We have to grow up if we want to win a championship. Go ahead, J Kidd. Throw your best player under the bus. I love it.
Dude, him saying like, I'm watching like all of y'all, like, you know, I'm just watching. Really, you're the coach. You don't have any control.
I can't be in control of this. It's not up to me. I was like, what?
Jason Kidd, and us SP3. We have the same power when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks. We're in the same position when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks. Me, you, Jason Kidd, no hierarchy there. We're just watching them. We can't control anything. We're just watching them. Absolutely horrible. But I was feeling good about your Lakers. And then last night, they announced LeBron James could be out multiple weeks with a foot injury. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling a little bit better because, you know, my good friend, Laker Files, I follow all the Laker fan accounts out there because I am a Laker leader, a Laker fan leader. And it's inflammation on his ankle. So once that goes down, he's going to play through it. So it's not a season-ending injury, which is how it sounded when that first report came out. They said, you know, he's going to be out an indefinite amount of time. As we saw with Anthony Davis earlier on in the season, he was supposed to be out an indefinite amount of time, and a lot of people thought he would be out for months. I think he was out for, 3-4 weeks? So that wasn't too bad. I think that they don't know right now how long he's going to be out, but I mean, it's up to this revamped roster now. It's up to Anthony Davis to play like he did against the Dallas Mavericks. That was top 5 MVP candidate, Anthony Davis against the Dallas Mavericks. It's up to who I think is the second best player on this team with no LeBron James, Jarred Vanderbilt.
Jarred Vanderbilt was nice on Sunday against the Mavs. He was nice.
Who locked up, locked up Luka Doncic during that game when we needed to make that comeback. We're the only team in the NBA that have come back from 2 25-point deficits this season. And we need, you know, D'Angelo Russell, who rolled his ankle and didn't play in the Dallas Mavericks game. Hopefully he's back tonight against the Grizzlies. Hopefully he can, you know, stay healthy and be on the court. Mo Bamba, Rui Hachimura, Malik Beasley has been hitting some big threes for us. We need all our role players to play around Anthony Davis, and we need Anthony Davis to play at that top 5 MVP candidate that I said he was. I need him to play like that over the next, what I'm going to say, I'm going to put out there a number. I'm going to say the next 8 to 10 games. 8 to 10 games is what we need. I think that LeBron may miss up to that. I don't see him missing more than 10 games
left in the season.
I know. He's going to be missing half of this. He's going to be missing half of these games that are left in the season because inflammation on an ankle this late in the season at his age, 38 years old, is always bad. And I'm starting to feel like what I said, it was like a damned vision, but I really feel like he gassed out. Like it was like he had a little bit of money left, LeBron James, and he spent it all on a shopping spree at Foot Locker for a whole bunch of sneakers for himself when his kids are at home and need diapers and food on the table. That's what I feel like he did with getting the scoring record. It feels like ever since he got the scoring record, he's like the old car that you get. It starts off like, and then you're able to get just to work, and you have to get more gas and fix stuff under the engine to get back home. That's what I feel like he did. He spent all his gas, he spent all his little bit of money on the shopping spree. He got his car just to work, and then he can't get back home. Like, I feel like he has gassed out, and he used what was left in his 38-year-old body to get the scoring record. And now there's work to be done. And he himself said these are the most important 23 games of his entire career. And he's going to be missing probably half of them.
They definitely need Anthony Davis to play like the top 5 MVP candidate. Like so much falls on him right now. Like so much falls on him, and just he's gonna have to step up. He's gonna have to step up. Like that. There's no two ways about it. He can't be passive. We've seen way too many games where he's just passive. That was the complaint about him in the first half of the Mavericks game. Is like, how's Anthony Davis not doing anything in this game? You know, when they lost to the Thunder, like, how does Anthony Davis? The Thunder got no interior presence. It's like, how does Anthony Davis have nothing in this game? He's got to completely step up and take over. Can he do it for a stretch of 10 games without LeBron James? I don't know. I don't know if he's that guy anymore. I'm not sure. The roster better constructed to utilize his strengths than it was before the trade deadline. I will say that. He's got shooters to kick it out to. Having D'Angelo Russell healthy will certainly help, because Dennis Schroeder's good. I got no knock on Dennis Schroeder. But otherwise they lack like sort of just an off the dribble kind of guy. They traded away all their point guards. I'm not saying that was a mistake, because I don't think Patrick Beverley was giving you too much. Westbrook was Westbrook, but Russell being hurt, like they don't have as many creators if Russell's out. They got Schroeder. Beasley can create a little bit, but otherwise everything's running through Anthony Davis. Hachimura can create. I don't want to knock it too much. He can create a little bit too, but not much of a playmaker. Like they need D'Angelo Russell healthy and getting his shots and getting shots for others. So that's going to be a big thing. I've got a little bit of confidence that they can at least make it to the play-in. Like they can survive enough to make it to the play-in. Because you look at these standings, and hold on, I'll pull it up real quick. I'll address the heads up is from last night on Twitch. Yeah, Twitch doesn't like MILF in the title, so it didn't update. No, that's why it's still the same. I can't.
Sometimes it does that though with Twitch. Like I know
because it's through StreamYard, not actually set up like on Twitch. So the only time I'm not gonna lie anyway. Like most of our viewership when it comes to these shows is not on Twitch. When it comes to like post shows and everything, it's just not. It mostly comes through YouTube and a little bit through Twitter and Facebook. So it's not really through Twitch all that much. The Twitch is the Twitch. It's for the games. I kind of. Yeah, we had the post shows on Twitch and stuff because I wasn't utilizing Twitch much in the second half of last year. I kind of wish we would just not do the post shows on Twitch, but that's just me. Like just keep them all on YouTube. Maybe I'll talk to Sean about that. All right, let me pull up.
Here's the viewership standings. Too. The average viewers.
That's a thing, and like it kind of like now that I'm consistent on Twitch, like we don't need the content as much, like the post show stuff. So. It's just I'll talk to Sean about it. Okay.
You guys are good at creating content. We had to go to the scums of doing a power slap watch along. Yes, I'm calling out you, Romeo, before you're even awake.
You guys are doing great though. Like I see like the numbers and the subscriptions rising and everything. I saw you put over Romeo the other day for everything. Like you guys are doing great. I'm really happy with how far you guys have just come along since I've known you with how much True Hill Heat has just grown. And you guys
been
do
shooting
all the
with me in the
alongs.
gym, man. You've been shooting with us in the gym. I appreciate it.
You guys have been doing all the watch alongs and stuff. Like it's always a good time. And I know you got the sports channel and everything. So yeah, I'm proud of you guys. I love watching my friends succeed. All right. So we're looking at the Lakers here. So the Thunder have dropped, thankfully. We've lost 3 straight. Still have a plus minus differential like of plus 1.2, which is crazy. Yeah. Like we actually have a better differential than 1, 2, 3, 4, all but 4 teams in the West.
The West is so bunched up. The fact that win against the Mavericks put us at 2.5 games out of 6th place, which is our goal. It's crazy to me that we are in 12th place in the West, but 2.5 out of 6th place. That's insane.
So like the point differential is hilarious. All right, so the Thunder, I think the Thunder are out of it. Shea's hurt right now. That loss to the Jazz kind of killed anything. Like if they had beaten Utah, I would have felt like maybe. And the loss to the Suns the next night, and the loss to the Kings. They play the Kings tonight. That's probably a loss. They play the Lakers tomorrow. If Anthony Davis is being aggressive, OKC's got no answer for Anthony Davis. They have no interior presence. Lloyd Marketing dropped 40 on them. Just no interior presence. Walker Kessler was killing them.
I think like the next 3 games after tonight against the Grizzlies, I think that if we could split, because we have the Grizzlies again on next Wednesday, if we could split these games against the Grizzlies and we can win, against the Thunder, I think the Timberwolves on Friday is a winnable game as well. And then we got the Warriors, who we have firmly established throughout this season is a very inconsistent team. If we can go 4 out of 4-1 in these next 5 games, then I feel very confident that we can, finish out this 10-game stretch very well, because then we have Raptors, Knicks, Pelicans, Rockets, and the Mavs again. So if we can get if we can get LeBron back either against the Mavericks or against the Magic, and we have won maybe 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. That's the bare minimum we need to do. So we're at least close, at least either one game below 500. If we go 7 out of 10, we'll be I think at 500 or above 500. We're in good shape. We just need to ride this tide. We have some momentum. We've won 3 straight. We've been playing good defense. Anthony Davis, we just need him to not get hurt and to play like a top 5 MVP candidate. And I think everyone else I can count on. Derek Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley hitting threes and piping teammates' moms. We got Mo Bamba playing solid. Austin Reeves playing good. I think we'll be in good shape.
4-1 seemed very lofty. I know that the schedule is semi-favorable. You're 6 out of 10, a little bit more reasonable. So I think 6 out of 10 would be good. Anything over that, is maybe asking for a lot. Like, let's be honest about this team. SP3. 1, Anthony Davis isn't inconsistent. 2, like,
no, he's consistent if he's on the court. He's consistent if he's on the court. He's good for a double-double every time he's on the court.
Sure, but like a 10 and 10 ain't what you need from Anthony Davis. He's
not getting 10 and 10. Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that, Skip. Anthony Davis ain't going to give you 10 and 10. He's going to give you at the worst. Anthony Davis going to give you 15 and 15.
The other teams they're fighting for. I'm writing off the Thunder. The Thunder are they had the season they needed to have. Show some growth, be competitive, don't make the play-in, get the worst possible seeding spot you can get, boost your lottery odds, boost your draft odds. This was a perfect season for the Thunder. Love this season, especially without Chet. With Chet not being there, it was even better. Had Chet been there, maybe maybe you should push for a play-in spot. But
I think I told you beginning of the season, they're like 2 years away. I think they're going to be a top 3 team in the West.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think next year they're I don't know about definite, but next year they should at least be worse play-in team. But I think they should possibly even be a playoff team next year. Thunder, great season. I applaud them. Fantastic season. I know my buddy Sammer all he wanted all season was for them to be over 500. Or at 500. They had 7 opportunities to just hit the 500 mark. And they lost every single one of those games, and they never got to 500. The Jazz game, he was so emo after the Jazz game of like they had that game won. All they had to do was win that game, be 500. That's all he cared about, and then they could have lost the rest of the season. He wouldn't have cared. He's like, they hit 500. That's all that matters, and they couldn't do it, and they're probably not going to do it because now they're 3 games under 500, and are they 4 games under 500, and there's no real hope that they're going to win like 4 straight or anything like that. All right, so the Blazers, I ain't sold on the Blazers. Unless Dame is dropping 70 every single night, I ain't sold on the Blazers making anything. That team's not that great. It's not a great team. The Pelicans fallen way off without Zion.
Lost to the Magic last. Ugh.
it's kind of sad to see because they were having a really good season, especially with Zion. And then the moment Zion got hurt, like the team can't do anything. Ingram's back, McCollum's still there, but like that, it's a completely different team. And it is kind of sad to see because I like the Pelicans. I'm rooting for them, not just because our pal Nick, but like I like the way they've built things in New Orleans with, they had to make the Davis trade, but then they went out, they took a big swing with McCollum. I've always liked Brandon Ingram. They got Zion. I like the way they've built things. So to see them fall this hard, kind of unfortunate. I ain't putting too much stock into they're iffy. Minnesota's not that great. They lost 3 straight. Like I know once Towns comes back, maybe they'll be a little bit better, but Edwards is kind of hit like a wall. He's seen a lot of double teams and everything. Mike Conley ain't really the answer there. They lost
to the Wizards, and who was the other team they lost to in the last couple of games? Oh, they lost to the Hornets. So yeah. I don't have any confidence in the Timberwolves. Jazz is on the way down, like we've established.
I'm done writing off the Jazz. I'm done.
I'm writing off the Jazz.
I'm done. I think they're a play-in team. That team just competes. That team plays really hard. And they got continuity. They play together as well. They might not have the star power of like Minnesota. Like Anthony Edwards is better than anybody on Utah. Brandon Ingram might be better than anybody on Utah. Zion, obviously. Dame, obviously better than anybody on Utah. But that team just plays together. And these other teams don't feel like they play together like Utah does. I'm not writing them off. I actually think they are a play-in team. I would take them over Portland and New Orleans without Zion, and Minnesota right now. I think they are more of a play-in team than those teams are. I'm not writing off Utah.
I can see that, but as far as the Lakers, I think that I'm just naming the teams that I think that we can overcome and jump in these standings, and I think the Jazz is one of them because, like you said, Dame Lillard, you said Zion Williamson, you said Brandon Ingram, Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis is another player that's better than anyone on the Jazz, so I think that we can eclipse them. Warriors, I just don't know without Steph and the injuries that they've been dealing with. I don't believe in them as much as I did at the start of the season. So I think that we can overcome them. And then there's the Mavericks. And as you saw, even up by 27, I think that we can beat the Mavericks as well.
Okay, here's the thing. You can beat these teams and everything, but this is kind of what I'm looking at is like, which teams are you jumping and everything? You're still like 29 wins, and the Warriors have 31. You still got to make up 2 games somewhere in there to jump.
And we play the Warriors. We play the Warriors.
Yeah, they do play the Warriors, and if they can win those games, then sure, that's gonna make up those games there. But it's like, who are you going to be able to jump here? And I don't know if they can jump all the way to 6 without LeBron.
I think that we can.
That feels a little lofty.
I think even without LeBron, we can jump to 8. And then LeBron can push us forward.
I think they can jump to 8. Yeah. I think they're better than Portland, New Orleans, and Minnesota. I think they're better than those teams. The Jazz, they're better than the Jazz on the whole, especially with LeBron. But the Jazz have an advantage of just like they have a 2-game lead here. They have two in the. They actually have they're only 1 loss behind them, but they're 2 up in the win column. And the Jazz, they play well, man. I'm sold on the Jazz. I really am. So but I think they can definitely jump Minnesota and New Orleans. They are a solid play-in team. That's what I'll say. The Lakers are a solid play-in team. They get LeBron.
We have 2 games against the Jazz to close out the season. 2 of our last 4 is against the Jazz. So if we could win both of those games, I think that we can eclipse them too.
We'll see where both teams are at in the final 2 of the 4, because those games might be meaningless for the Jazz by that point. They might just, depending on if you're playing for position, if that's a 7-10 matchup or an 8-9 matchup, why is either team going to show their hand in that case? Like it depends on where they're at. Again, I think the Lakers are in a solid play-in position. I think they're a solid play-in, almost lock it down. Lakers make the play-in. I still think they're a playoff team. You get LeBron, 1 game, 2 game series, whatever it might be. I'm sold on that as well. They still got to jump some teams though. Not necessarily for the play. They still got to jump 2 teams for a play-in
spot. Yes.
Yeah, for a play-in spot, they still got to jump 2 teams.
Hey,
but I
as
think
long as the Portland Trailblazers don't verse the Houston Rockets every single time, then I think that we're in a safe position. Even though Dame Lillard, man, what a performance! The oldest player to drop 70 in the NBA.
They need it every night. The Blazers play the Warriors, by the way. And that's the thing. A lot of these teams are just going to be playing each other. Like the Lakers are going to be playing a lot of these teams too. These are games you got to win. Like you've got to win the games against these teams that are right there in that bunch. Like you got to beat the Thunder tomorrow night. You have to. Because they're probably going to lose to Memphis tonight. I mean, that's not a guarantee. Memphis can be a little spotty. I've determined I don't like the Grizzlies. I don't like them.
They can be very spotty. That's why I said I think that the best we can do against the Grizzlies is at least split, because we have 2 of our next 5 games against them. So if we could split, get one of those games, I think that we'll be in a better position. I think I am cautiously optimistic about the Lakers' chances, even without LeBron James for however amount of games. I'm gonna cap it at 10. But it may be more. It is a bad time. I'm just glad that it's a whole lot less worse than when he went down in the Dallas game and he said something popped. That scared the shit out of me, and I thought he was done for the rest of the season when he said that. So I'm cautiously optimistic, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's talk about though the team we talked about last week, Jeremy. Your Russell Westbrook led Los Angeles Clippers, who are 0-2 with your boy, Russell
Is it his
Westbrook.
fault? Is it his fault? I mean, that Paul George can't hit a clutch bucket, that Batum can't hit a clutch bucket, that Kawhi can't hit a clutch bucket. They had 3 opportunities to beat the Kings. Regulation, first overtime, second overtime, and they missed all of these shots. Like, that's not Russell Westbrook's fault. They did blow that lead against the Kings. They should have just easily won and never blow that lead. But that's, again, you can't put that all on him. Against the Nuggets, I mean, Bones Highland, the rotations were bad against the Nuggets. Bones Highland's out here playing 30 minutes a night against the Nuggets. He didn't play defense his entire life. And like, hey, let's have him defend. Maybe he thought like, oh, he knows all their plays. And just because he knows the plays doesn't mean he knows how to defend it properly. He couldn't defend. I don't know why Bones Highland was playing so much. You can't blame Westbrook for all of this stuff. Westbrook's been helpful for the Clippers. They lost 2 games to 2 teams that are legitimately better than them. They've lost to 2 teams that were better than them in the standings. I don't think there's anything totally wrong with that. Obviously, you'd like to win one of them. They should have won the Kings game. I got no issue. I'm not trying to defend the Clippers. I don't give a fuck about the Clippers.
Hey, I'm rooting for them tonight against the Timberwolves. We need their help.
As you should. Yeah.
We need their help. I'm rooting for them against the Warriors as well, because we need that help.
We need that help. You gotta beat the Timberwolves. Like losing to the Kings, which you should have won. The way that game played out, you should have won that game. But
what a game, though.
176
to 175.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And that game was the Kings offense, man. Kings are, I don't know, they can't defend a lick. I don't know how they're gonna do in a playoff series, but they're fun to watch. Credit to them. They're finally good.
Let's talk about Laker great Malik Monk with 45 points in that game. Come on. Laker great Malik Monk.
The Kings are fun to watch. Losing to Denver just got smoked by the Grizzlies too. Like, you knew Denver was going to come out and have some fire in that game. You got to beat Minnesota. And no excuses if you can't beat Minnesota. You lose to the 2 best teams or 2 of the 3 best teams in the West. Fine. It happens. Like, you got to beat Minnesota. That team's a mess. Minnesota's losing to teams way worse than them. Minnesota's fighting for their playoff lives right now too. That's a desperate Minnesota team. Like, you got to beat Minnesota if you're the Clippers. If they lose to Minnesota, then there should be concern about the Clippers. Right now, I'm not too concerned. Look, I don't think the Clippers are a championship team or anything. I got them third or fourth in the West. They're not better than the Nuggets. They're not better than a healthy Phoenix team with Kevin Durant, even though we don't know what that looks like. I imagine it's going to look pretty good. I'm not even sure they're better than Memphis or Sacramento, but
I don't think they're better than either one of those teams. I think
like on paper, I can see
fifth.
it.
At best, I think they're the fifth best team in the West.
That's fair. I'm not mad at that. Like I could see them being better. I don't like Memphis. I've just determined I don't like them.
It's because they talk too much trash.
They do.
What
if they accomplished?
Yeah, exactly. They talk too much trash for a team that hasn't accomplished anything.
They
haven't beaten anybody as well.
Exactly. Like I don't like Memphis. I'm out on them. I didn't buy them last year. Like they played well. They're probably going to continue to play well. They're obviously a playoff team. They're a team you probably don't want to face because they're gonna be tough on you and everything. But I just don't like them. I like Steven Adams. I hope Steven Adams continues. Get healthy, Steven Adams. Yes. But otherwise, I don't like Memphis. But the Clippers, they're what you can do. What do you want me to say about the Clippers? That Russell Westbrook has made them worse?
That the Russell Westbrook black cloud is still in LA, but it's on a different team.
Don't do that.
It's not over the penthouse anymore. It's over the projects of Los Angeles, and it's on the Clippers.
Don't do that. Why are you so mad about Russell Westbrook?
Hey, I am not.
He played well. Like he played well in the Nuggets game too. Like he played well. He didn't play enough minutes.
He had 17. Yeah, he definitely should have played longer, and that's why people online were saying that Tyrone Lue fixed the game. So I understand he could have played more, but the black cloud of Russell Westbrook is no longer on the Lakers.
You're so in your feelings about Russell Westbrook.
I'm not in my feelings.
You are. You're a little in your feelings.
It was just a bad time. It was a bad time for us. But we are moving on, and hopefully we can overcome LeBron James' injury, and we can keep on the positive path that we have set off through the trade deadline.
All right, let's answer some questions from the chat here. A-Shock's talking about D Rose to the Suns. That's fine. Like, what does Derrick Rose have left?
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. And I mean, you're gonna have an old point guard back up an old point guard in D Rose backing up Chris Paul. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what Derrick Rose has left. Honestly, like maybe it's not like they need a veteran guy who can like calm the locker room or anything. That's a team full of veterans. Like that's a team that now has championship with Kevin Durant there. Like fake titles, but you know, I don't know what D Rose like can really give you. Yeah, Dame averaging 40 is insane for the month. I mean, he's gonna win the player of the month, whatever that means. A-Shock, are you watching the XFL SP3?
No. Who hate me? I heard he retired, so I haven't been watching the XFL. So, this is why no one roots for the Phoenix Suns. It's because y'all think y'all won the championship already, and you think you have any right to talk trash about my Los Angeles Lakers. I lived to see 6 championships from my Los Angeles Lakers. How many titles have you seen from the Phoenix Suns? Except that fake one that they got when Chris Paul made it to the NBA Finals and he choked after a 2-0 lead.
And that's not a championship. That's the fake championship is the goofy ring that the Lakers have.
Nope, that's a real ring. Goof Troop. A Goofy movie is one of the greatest Disney films of all time. So I don't mind it being named after it, and you will not disrespect Goofy like that. It is a great
movie. I cannot knock a Goofy movie. It is fantastic. Money Mark says, why is Mason Plumlee playing clutch minutes? Zubac was hurt. Was hurt, so like you got to have somebody out there to defend Jokic. So that's why he was at least playing clutch minutes in that game. Like that doesn't excuse playing Eric Gordon, who scored no points, 0 points. We had the same amount of points as Eric Gordon had in that game, SB3 over Westbrook in the clutch. That I don't think you can excuse. Well, we want his 3-point shooting. Well, he's not shooting the ball. So who cares? Who cares? The Knicks. Do you want to talk about the Knicks? I think the Knicks are good.
They've been playing very well. They have
I
a
think the Knicks are good.
6-game winning streak. They're now in the 5th spot. They went over the Miami Heat, who they're another team that's been so inconsistent.
They beat the
season.
Sixers last night. That was a good win for Miami last night.
Yeah, that was, but they've been very inconsistent. One game they can beat the Sixers, another game they're losing to like the Hornets. So yeah, I think Miami needs to be more consistent, but the Knicks have been consistent ever since they haven't lost since they got Josh the Hitman Hart.
He gives them a different element. I like Josh Hart. I like him. His facial reactions too. His facial reactions. He has the famous one of Harden where he's like looking around like last night when who got teed up. Somebody got teed up last night. I think it was Harden or Embiid again. No, they played this out. It was Tatum. I think it was Tatum or Brown. But he's like looking around. Josh Hart's great. He's fantastic. Great. I love him.
He's great. I love Josh Hart. The former Laker great, Josh Hart. So give it up.
Are you going to be a Knicks fan if they are consistent?
No, I'm not a bandwagon like you, Ace. I stick with my team because I have seen 6 NBA championships. Until you have seen one in Phoenix, you cannot talk trash about my Los Angeles Lakers. You keep trying to get over, maybe next year for the Lakers. Maybe you said it like 8 times in the chat. Maybe next year for the Suns because KD, every time y'all say he's coming back, it's like, maybe
it's
next
supposed to be tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after. Maybe the day after that. I don't know when. I don't know who. You guys still got Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton, and y'all losing to freaking teams below y'all every single night out. It seems y'all still can't get. Y'all got all this momentum, but y'all still can't get consistency. You're having close games against the Thunder. You're losing to the Clippers. Like, what's going on?
I mean, the Thunder. They wouldn't have Shea in that game. That wasn't that close. I watched a chunk of that game. I really wasn't that close. Nah, it was close. It wasn't.
It ended as a 9-point game. That's close to me.
Nah, I mean, Thunder got it down to like 6, but I mean, as a Thunder fan, I tell you that wasn't going well. Harden did. He had a good look last night to win it, and he missed it. The Bucks, since they're in the title of this, they've won like 13 straight. They're really good.
My pick.
They're good.
This guy's pick. To win the whole thing, to win the whole enchilada, the NBA championship, and they've won 2 straight without Giannis. Basically, without Giannis. Giannis went out in the game against I think it was against Miami, and they blew them out, and then they won again. Come on,
they beat.
Tell me
they beat the Suns. That was a great game against the Suns. I don't know if that's going to be.
How do you lose against the Bucks without Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Because they're good.
Because True Holiday is the Suns' killer.
Because they're really good. Like Middleton's back. Middleton's playing healthy. They have so much depth now. Like the Jay Crowder trade was a great trade for them. He hit a couple of big threes at the end of the game, big corner threes. Like Joe Ingles isn't what he was, but he's a guy that gives solid minutes. They just got a lot of good like veteran guys on that team. Pat Connaughton's giving good minutes. Grayson Allen giving 5 minutes. Like Bobby Portis.
Put some respect on True Holiday's name, man.
Oh, Drew Holiday's playing fantastic.
33 points. People were questioning why he was an all-star. I was like, how disrespectful are y'all? This man's putting up numbers this year. This year is one of his best seasons, man. He's averaging he's averaging 20 points on 47% from the field, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. He's a perimeter defender, beast, an all defensive player. Come on, man. Maybe you need to put some respect on True Holiday's name.
Brook Lopez is who we got to start respecting. Brook Lopez is a monster. Defensively, he blocks everything at the rim. He challenges everything in the paint, can shoot from 3, can still get buckets on the inside. Brook Lopez is nice. There's no other way. Sam used to call him the Drizzle, which is a combination of Hakeem Olajuwon, the Dream, and Shaq, the Diesel. This is when he...
The Drizzle.
The
when he was
drizzle, yeah.
when he was the Brooklyn Nets great, the greatest Brooklyn
Yeah.
Net
When
of
all he
time.
did was when all he did was play inside. He's expanded his game. He's one of the more consistent like 3-point shooters as a big.
Former
Now.
Laker
And
great too.
Defensively, again, he's challenging everything at the rim. Yeah, Bobby Portis is good. Like that's a deep team. Even Middleton's working his way back into things right now. Like that's Javon Carter, menace defensively as well. Like they just got really good players. And even without Giannis, they're still a really good team. And look, I know the Celtics have been strong all season. Now the Bucks, it took the Bucks 13 straight wins to like just become tied with the Celtics, which tells you how good and consistent the Celtics have been playing all season. And I mean, the Bucks
They've won
got off to a
14
good start.
straight now.
Yeah,
Come on,
like
give it up for them.
The Bucks got off to a good start too. Like the Celtics have been playing consistent. Any slip up, the Bucks are right there. The Bucks, to me, I think they're the best team in the East. Celtics are really good. The Bucks are the best team in the East. And like if I don't know if it's going to be the finals matchup. You give me the game we got on Sunday between the Bucks and the Suns. You throw in Kevin Durant, you throw in Giannis. That's a hell of a finals matchup to me.
I think that we might be getting a finals rematch if Kevin Durant can come back healthy and get acclimated and build some chemistry with the Suns. We could possibly see it. Right now, my finals pick is Giannis versus the Joker, but anything can happen
Nuggets?
in that West.
You're going with my Nuggets?
I think right now that's looking like the favorite because I predicted the Warriors, and until Steph Curry comes back, I can't even. I have wrote them off. I have wrote them off until Steph comes back because it's killing my fantasy team. But I love him.
Even with Steph Curry, I mean, they ain't like they've been consistent this season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send anything else basketball wise that you would like to speak about, SP3?
No, I think we talked about everything. I still think that the East is very top heavy. I think that it's gonna come down to the top 3 or 4 teams. Unlike with the West, I said I think the Nuggets are the finals favorite, but it's all gonna be so topsy-turvy in the West because the Nuggets have their flaws too. Even though they've been on top for most of the season, they have their flaws and they're not a guarantee to make it to the NBA finals. Like I said, the Suns have a lot of question marks, whether KD is going to be healthy, whether you can build chemistry with the Suns, whether Chris Paul can stay healthy for a damn playoff series and then and not choke, whether Devin Booker can stay healthy and not get injured in the first round like he did last year. There's a lot of question marks with the Suns. This Suns running the table. I want you to come back, Ace, when you got egg on your face by saying that. You said that one too many times. Why do you keep repeating? Why do you keep copying and pasting the same comments multiple times in our live chat? Like we don't see you. We get it. We get it. You got 2 things that you are relying on this morning. Maybe next year, like this. Maybe true, like the Suns gonna run the table and watch you with egg on your face when the Lakers make the playoffs and when the Suns get bounced off in the second round because Chris Paul done got injured again or choked again.
Be nice to A Shock.
No. No, let's get Cher on in here so we can talk some trash reality. And you can talk about MILF Manor.
Have you watched the new batch of Perfect Match?
Yo, I've been preaching the gospel of Perfect Match.
I told you.
It might be the best Netflix reality series
because
you have such a great mix of villains, fan favorites from other shows. Like Joey is one of like the most
he rolls.
Every time Joey's on the screen, I'm like, how did they not pick this guy for Jersey Shore? Like he could have been a reality television star even bigger than what he is 10 years ago if they would have picked him for Jersey Shore. I know he's probably like in his 20s, so he probably couldn't get picked because he was like 10 years old when Jersey Shore started, but he could have been gold, man. He is so good. I like his relationship with Carousel. Carousel's all right, even though she's basically a Francesca minion. And Francesca is probably the greatest villain in all Netflix reality shows.
with the way she did Dom was
Dude,
dirty.
And Dom is like the nicest guy they've ever got on any of these Netflix reality shows. And the way she treated him, I was just like, no. I saw my good friend Alan Gary, who he's got the Caffeine Confessionals podcast that he does on The Challenge, and he just started watching Perfect Match, and he was like, I'm sorry, I love her. And I was like, no, I hate her for what she did to Dom, but Francesca is so needed for this show because you need a villain. You need a hot villain. She's like Poison Ivy. Like, she's the Poison Ivy of trash reality. Francesca. She was the villain on Too Hot to Handle. She was a villain on After the Altar, Love is Blind with her and Damien. And then for her to pick Damien, I was like, oh my God.
She picked Damien.
And then she spurned Damien.
Yes. Told Damien to fuck off so she could,
get with a girl.
She got set up with the girl. And so now she's with this 18 something. Whatever show, 20. I think the show was called like 20.
Yeah, 20 something. You know who's my favorite though? Who's my new favorite? Inez. Inez is just so sweet. I feel and I do agree. This is one thing, like I said, I don't like Carousel for being a Francesca minion. I like her relationship with Joey, but she was on the money. I think Inez and Dom are the perfect match.
Yeah. I could see it. I felt so bad for Inez this entire season because she has been she's been very loyal. She's very likable. Very, very likable. She got rated best kisser and everything. It seems like everyone likes her, and she just can't stick with anybody. I don't know what it is. She just cannot stick with anybody. I do love when they save each other. Like, oh, I'm going home. And then there's well, maybe not. Do you want to stick around? I love that. Absolutely love that. That's
the best one was
trick.
Georgia. Was Georgia just sitting there and they're like, Dom says he wants to go home. She's like, no, he's so sweet. Dom, come here.
That's what the wife and I were talking about. Someone should just save him. Just keep him there. What we needed, and
that was Inez's opportunity. Inez was in that room with Dom forever. I was like, why doesn't she just pick Dom? And then when Dom was still saying he was going, I was like, okay, thankfully Georgia, because I like Georgia during her season of Too Hot to Handle. So I think they do make a pretty good match, but it does come off like it's like a rebound though. Hey, Cher
Delaware, are you watching The Perfect Match?
No.
You have to. You have to. Corey's in on it as well. Our pal Corey, he's in on it. He's messaging me. He's watching it.
He loves trash TV.
Yeah.
Don't ever let him.
He's a smart man. He's a smart man. Trash TV is the best.
You know what he does when his wife is a travel nurse, when she's gone? He sits and just binges Jersey Shore 24/7.
Oh, this is my guy. We need him on the show so me and him could talk Jersey Shore, because Jersey Shore might be my favorite.
He'll send me random quotes from Jersey Shore, and I'm like, man, I have not seen that show in 12 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
It doesn't matter. Jersey Shore is timeless. I have gone back and watched the first season of Jersey Shore, which in my mind is top 3 trash reality seasons of all time. It starts off so a low, and you're trying to get introduced to the people, but once Snooki gets snuffed, it's gold. It's gold. It's absolute gold. The moment that Snooki gets snuffed, it's the rest of the season. You got the Sam and Ron drama. You got the love triangle with Situation. You got Situation being one of the greatest trash reality villains of all time. You got Vinny being the Vinny and Paulie being the greatness. And then season 2 is even better though. Season 2 in Miami, when Ron dances with the strippers.
Vinny was always my favorite.
Yeah,
he was always my favorite on the show.
Vinny actually seemed down to earth and reasonable on that show, and that's probably why he was actually likable. Everyone else just complete exactly what they've stereotyped Jersey Shore people to be.
Paulie's cool. Paulie's really funny.
Paulie was just Paulie. Paulie is in a different world, but he's just Paulie. I like Snooki now that she's married with kids and everything.
WrestleMania legend Snooki.
Oh,
but I do miss trashy Snooki. Where's the beach? Where's the beach? That's one of the greatest. I will watch that just to randomly laugh.
I love that she called herself a meatball, because she really was just a little meatball. Oh,
I
good
sent this
Lord.
link to Ross. Ross is not showing up. I'm gonna have to fight him. But I always bring on Cher for the awkwardness of MILF Manor,
Oh no!
the greatest show in the history of all television. I told you last week that the preview for this week was massages.
Oh,
So they
boy.
blindfold the moms,
No.
they blindfold the kids, and they massage. They just go down the line, just
Why
massaging.
are they blindfolding the kids?
Because so they don't know if they're massaging their mom or not. You can't.
Okay, but you don't know what you're massaging.
Well, it's all the back. It's all the back. Except what Jimmy was getting. He was going ass and he was getting in there, baby. He was getting. But I got beef with Jimmy. I'll get to this in a second.
Can I just interrupt you real quick? That your missus just messaged me in all capital letters. Francesca is the worst. And I just responded back in all capital letters. Thank you.
She can't stand Francesca. Can't stand. She's going to message you some MILF Manor shit here in a second. I can guarantee you. So Jimmy's getting in there on the massage and stuff. One person had chicken fingers. That's what Kelly said. Said like he got chicken fingers when he was trying to like massage.
I'm too much of a mom because I was thinking like chicken fingers that you eat. I'm like, why is he freaking in there eating chicken fingers while he's giving somebody a massage? Like,
okay. One lady, the new lady, I swear she had an orgasm, and she had an orgasm.
Okay.
When her son was massaging her, she was get in there. Oh, get baby, get in there. She was she sounded like she was getting it. And it was her son who was giving it to her.
Nope, don't like that.
So Jimmy, all right, here we go. Here's Jimmy wins this challenge, right? Jimmy, let me reestablish Jimmy for the listening, viewing, and you guys audience. Jimmy, not only great with his hands, giving great massages. All right, SP3, hurry up. You can't miss the MILF Manor speak here. Because I need the reactions. Look at this avatar this man has. All right, I'm going to hold off on the MILF Manor talk until SP3 is back. Cher, how you been?
I am all right. I almost sent you a link to a pendant that is a penis. But I decided you needed to get the trophy instead. So
you got to send me the link to the trophy so I can buy that.
By the time we got off that call last week, no memory of that.
Fair. Very fair. We talked a little afterward too, and I was tell everybody, like, I don't remember what I had for breakfast, much less what we talked about like 5 minutes ago or 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, I tweeted
memory's
that.
Awful.
I tweeted that last night. Like, I can't remember what I was doing 5 minutes ago. And Will Washington is like, well, on December 2nd, 1972. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like,
his memory is absurd.
It's insane.
Absolutely. Because he doesn't mess up his brain like we do, Cher. Yeah, true. Right, used to. Don't do that anymore. But
I mean, I had no memory. I had no memory before that either. So to be fair. Mine's just my ADHD. I can't remember shit because of my ADHD. So, and I discovered this past week, I think I talked about I had to go have blood work done and stuff. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with me. Or I guess I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with me because I'm having to force the doctors to assist in this endeavor. But that your thyroid can affect your memory.
Really?
And I did not know that. And that would make so much sense because my thyroid has been messed up since I was like 13. So
that's very interesting. I did not know that as well.
And 2 months from tomorrow, I will be 30. So
I mean, I don't want to hear it. You're younger than SP3 and I. Like you're still young.
Neither of you have pushed children out of your body.
I have.
You have pushed children out of your body?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Why not? Who's going to prove me wrong?
Yeah, exactly. H-Shock, this feels like you may or may not know. Have you listened to the Linkin Park song, Cher?
I have not.
Were you a Linkin Park fan?
I wouldn't say that I was like super Linkin Park fan, but I definitely listened to some of their stuff, and it's been more difficult for me to listen to it since Chester Bennington's death. So
yeah, that's fair. I've not listened to the new song. I haven't even listened to like the new Paramore album, which I hear is like good.
So I have listened to the new Paramore album. I'm going to a Paramore concert in July. I'm very excited about this. It didn't feel like Paramore.
Oh, see, I didn't feel like their last albums. I didn't really like those. Like I liked Brand New Eyes. That's legitimately I'll listen to that like all day. But I didn't like their the album after that. I didn't think was like great.
I think they've just kind of shifted on what their music is now, and I have not shifted with them. I still want the old Paramore. So I was just kind of like, I mean, it's good, but it's not something that I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to listen to that until my kids are begging me to not listen to it anymore. Like Taylor Swift.
Oh, I've got the kids hooked on Taylor Swift. This is my greatest parenting achievement ever.
Oh, my kids, they'll be fine for like the first week after a new album comes out. And then Reed's like, can we please pick anything else other than this?
Oh no, they get in the car and the one is just like she's spelling it yesterday, just like WELC. Welcome to New York. That's the jam. That's the jam. Absolutely loves it. They know all the lyrics to that song now as well. Absolutely. And then like the next song will come on and they're just like, what's the name of this song? And I tell them, and they're like, I love this song. Like two chords into it, just already loves it. Just already. Yeah, doesn't matter what it is. Just I love this song.
My boys, they just really like to yell, "It's me! Hi, I'm the problem. It's me!" Like that's their favorite. And I'm like, "Well, you are the problem." So that's true.
They love the Taylor Swift. Again, my greatest parenting achievement. Next, I'm gonna get them hooked on the Fast and Furious because it's all about the family. That's my next parenting achievement to get them to love Fast and Furious.
Oh God!
But I got to get them watching that first. It's little.
Please don't do that to those children.
The Fast and Furious.
Those are sweet children.
I feel
don't do that to them.
You stop SP3. I feel you family. No, it doesn't matter what age you're for. Family is just a universal language of all ages.
Let's talk about MILF Manor.
Except if you forget your brother for like 8 movies.
I just got a message from the wife, all caps, absolutely not.
Thank you.
Of the
Thank
Fast
you.
and Furious. Just absolute hate. All right, you ready for the MILF Manor? Okay, so Jimmy, let me remind everybody of Jimmy. Gives apparently great massages. We know he's good with his hands. Not afraid to suck the toes. Not afraid to eat the ass. This is Jimmy. All right. This is a man who he's willing to take these risks. Right. He wins this date because he got voted best massage. He wins this date. He gets to pick whoever he wants to pick. Who does he pick? He picks Charlene. You remember Charlene?
I remember Charlene.
Yeah. She will be embedded in your memory. Charlene is the one who she needs to get fucked. She needs a good lay. And I'm thinking, Jimmy, this is it right here. Jimmy, not afraid to do anything he needs to do. Seems like he knows what he's doing. They get a nice date on the beach.
Afraid to do what he's going to do. He does to do it.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. They get a nice date, a nice like picnic thing on the beach. Jimmy's saying all the right things. They're having a good I'm watching this and I'm like, this man, he studied the game film. He knows what's going on. He's making good adjustments, making good reads. This is like me watching sports right here. I'm so invested in this lady's sex life. I'm so invested of her needing to get fucked because she needs it. Hey, I'm breaking this down like it's sports. And then all of a sudden, guys, I've never been so heartbroken. All of a sudden the conversation turns and Jimmy is like, she just seems like a little too much. She's a little too aggressive for me. She's not afraid to speak. She knows what she wants and it's a little too much for me. I am thinking, Jimmy, this was a sure thing here. She is ready. She is willing. She is able. She wants it. You seemingly want it. You know what you signed up for when you picked Charlene. You were in there with the sex education class when she's talking about the cucumber goes in this hole and the orange goes there and the banana goes over here. Like she is telling you what she wants and needs. Jimmy is right there, ready for it. He knows what she wants and he picked her. This was his choice. This was his choice. And he says, she is too aggressive. Sank. I was broken. I slumped. The wife is here to make comments.
I'm coming to confirm that you were despondent.
Despondent, the wife says.
You fell over in my lap and were
just head down. I could not speak anymore. This was like if the Avs went to a game 7, they're the 2022 Stanley Cup champions. But if they went to a game 7 and they had lost, this is like me after game 5. They were still up 3-2 in the series, but they lost game 5 to make it 3-2. This is like me after game. I had never been. I wanted to walk the neighborhood. I was ready to go outside and pace around the neighborhood. This was a sure thing. And Jimmy, for some reason, did not. I hurt my hand. I didn't hit the table very good. And Jimmy, for some reason, did not know what he signed. The man who is willing to suck toes and eat ass was like, she is too aggressive for me. You got your tongue in the asshole, and this woman's too aggressive? He blew it. He blew a 3-1 lead.
Of life,
he blew a 3-1 lead. I could not believe this. I was so disappointed. Charlene needs to line them all up and just let them go and just take their turns on her. This woman needs it. I understand this does not sound very good, but this is what she needs.
To ride it.
It was right there. He picked her. He was in the room. He knew what he was signing up for on this date. And he was like, nope, can't do it. Jimmy, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then Kelly is ready to get fucked too. Kelly's got Billy. They're ready on sleepover date. And Billy's like, nope, too much. Kelly and Charlene need to hook up. All right? That's what it needs to come down to. Kelly wants it. Charlene wants it. Women apparently know what women want. Men are the worst kind in the entire world, just the worst kind of human beings. Women getting with women. These women need it right now because the sons don't know what they're doing. So the moms got to take care of each other on this show. That's what needs to happen. Kelly's aggressive. Kelly knows what she's did. Billy is out here like, no, can't do it. Billy is way too concerned about what his mom thinks, and his mom is way too concerned about what he's doing and everything. You got Gabriel, who I'm pretty sure has never seen a boob. You got Kelly's son, who I'm pretty sure has never seen a boob. Like these guys are just, they all suck. Men suck is what I'm trying to say. All of them. Jose, it seems like he's trying to. But Jose, in the sex ed, he doesn't know what he's doing according to all the women in there. He sounds like he's confused and lost. This show is exhausting. I want these women to hook up and have a fruitful life because they're MILFs. They're mom that need to fuck is what they are. And they're not getting it from these moms that these men who would like to fuck. So they got to get it from each other. Moms fucking moms. Moms. That's what we need on this show.
What a girl wants.
Any
what
questions?
A girl needs. Whatever makes me happy sets you free. Any questions, Cher?
I will now take questions from the audience.
No, not a single question.
Everybody needs to watch MILF Manor. It's the greatest show they do need Finch from American.
Yes.
It's the greatest show in the world. This show just makes you feel something. The women aren't feeling anything, clearly. They're trying to get felt.
If Charlene is too much for the man who sucks on toes and everything, She's probably a bit fucking much.
She just knows what she wants. She just knows what she wants.
Well, maybe what she wants isn't what he wants.
Well, he should have picked her for the date, Cher. He shouldn't have picked her. He knew it. He knew what he was getting up for. It's not like she picked him thinking, oh, he sucks toes and eats ass. I'm sure he'll take care of me very nicely. He picked her.
Maybe she wanted him to suck ass and eat toes.
Well, he should have done that. I just, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
You're like the people that fantasy book my sex life on Twitter. What you're acting like right now.
He wants to fantasy book Charlene's sex life. That's what he wants to do.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
He's fantasy booking her with some other mom now.
I'd never do that.
Well,
Can we please get someone for Charlene? Please. If you are a 20 to 30-year-old watching this show right now, please sign up for, she's going to be back for season 2. They got to have it back. Please sign up for MILF Manor season 2. Know what you're getting into and take care of her. Don't sign up if you're not good in bed. If you're going to disappoint Charlene, I don't want to see you on this show.
I would just like to state that most men think they're good in bed.
That's probably true. I do believe that. Be real with yourself. All right? Be real with yourself. Because if you disappoint Charlene, I will find you. I will hunt you down. I don't want to say anything else because we might get kicked off YouTube.
And I will talk to you.
I'll talk to you at this volume.
Do not disappoint.
Oh, God.
This woman. This woman needs the good dick. Don't give her the bad dick. I'm rooting for you, Charlene. I'm rooting for you.
Obviously.
Go, Charlene, go.
That's the most passionate I've ever seen you. I saw you were less emotional about the abs than you were.
I know. I told the wife, I was like, this is when Charlene gets fucked, it's going to be the second greatest moment in my life. That's, the wedding that never be topped. The second greatest moment.
Right up there with the wedding.
It's close.
It's close. It's close. It's very close.
It's topping the 2022 Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche, though, when she gets fucked. A radar is just going to go off in my head when it happens.
You're going to call an emergency FMC episode.
Yes.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Charlie got fucked.
Oh, 100%. Yes, that'll definitely happen. I'm rooting for you, Charlene. I really am.
My God.
Anything else to talk about? We got the challenge draft next week.
I don't think so.
Hey,
I was gonna watch the after the vows or whatever. But I was too busy watching Sex Lives of College Girls. So
my missus wants to watch that, but I'm like, this feels a little bit too much like Undressed.
It's actually pretty good. Some of the characters are very unlikable, but they're supposed to be 18-year-old girls, so of course they're unlikable. But it's like 32-year-olds playing 18-year-old girls, so
kind of how that works with Hollywood.
But yeah, I mean, it's not. I just finished season 2, but it is not as uncomfortable. It's not really uncomfortable at all to watch because they're adults and they're in college. But I don't know if you've ever watched Pin 15 on Hulu.
I watched the first season of that. Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. It's like 2 women in their 30s playing themselves when they were like 13.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like funny, but then you watch her like touching herself and it's uncomfortable.
Sounds like it.
yeah, I had to stop. I couldn't watch
How
it
many
anymore.
seasons of that are there now? There's at least a second season. They do a third.
I don't know. After I finished the first season, I could not watch it anymore. And I liked it up till that point because it was very like on the nose of awkward 13-year-old girls who think that they're like all the guys want them and everything. Like it was very, but then we got to that and I was like, I know she's supposed to be an adult. Like she is an adult, but I don't like this.
When I learned that, like, because they do a good job of presenting themselves as like 15-year-olds, and when I learned that, like, oh, they're playing themselves, but yet they're like 30, the show took a different
Yes.
different lens after seeing that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, these women, wait, they're trying to portray half their age here. Yeah, but I got through the first season. I didn't watch the second season.
Yeah, it definitely became a bit much for me, but yeah.
I just like watching shows vicariously through you guys, so like that's just my goal in life. I did watch for the challenge. I did watch the reunion part 1, which
Oh, they
I
did
don't
a
know why.
reunion?
I don't know why they break it down into 2 parts at all because like see, we even lost share. But yeah, I don't I didn't like that first half of the reunion. It was nice with they did like a part for Nani, you know, losing her mother, and I think the host, she lost her mother, so they had like a nice little bonding segment, but they should have just ended it right there and they came back for another segment and I was just like, what is going on? Fessy was awful as per usual, but you just expect that from Fessy. The best part honestly was Michelle arguing with Laurel and Laurel saying that you're scared of me. Just admit you're scared of me. I don't care. Just admit you're scared of me. And then Tori just she is I think you know, being not self-aware is sexually transmitted, because I think when she had sex with Fessy, she became not self-aware, and like Jordan apologized for the whole what happened during the whole voting when he voted Fessy in. He apologized, but Tori was basically acting like she did nothing wrong when she literally put her whole relationship with her ex-fiance on the line for someone she had sex with closely after they broke up. Like it's like in a game. It's like you have no type of self-awareness at all, Tori. You just need to shut up, sit down, have a seat. That's why I'm like,
oh my gosh.
See, Tori did it.
I will say I liked when that one girl said that her dripped gold and the other one was like
mine dripped bronze. What?
Mine dripped bronze. And they're like, and she was like, I meant platinum.
Yo, that was one of those moments where you'll just go back and watch it like, I wish I could take that back. I wish I could take that back right there. Right there. I wish I could take it back. Oh man, that was too funny. That was hydrate bronze. What? Shut up. And then I also watched the trailer for the World Championship, which I'm very much looking forward to because my boy Theo is back. Shout out to Theo. I'm glad he's back. Overcame the eye injury. Now he's back on the challenge. And I watched the challenge UK, which I think I messaged you guys that you could literally watch the challenge UK in the afternoon because that's what I did. It's only 5 episodes. I think like 45 minutes per episode. You could literally watch it, binge watch it so easily because I think it happened around the time the Queen passed away. So they cut it short. So it was only 5 episodes long. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I didn't know a few of the people. I didn't know Nathan. Nathan was on Geordie Shore, but he was also a host on Catfish UK. So I was rooting for him a lot of the time. Me and my missus actually watched it, and she never watches the challenge with me. But man, the first challenge, it was the one from season 38. I think you remember, Jeremy, the one that was like sponsored by Piss and Boots or whatever, Puss and Boots.
Yeah.
And dude, The dude from Love Island, he crashed into the water and he broke his face. Oh my god, his whole face was like swollen afterwards. It was one of the gnarliest freaking injuries I've ever seen on the challenge.
Dang.
We're gonna do our draft for the challenge. I started watching the not the UK one. What was the other one?
Australia?
Yeah, I
Australia.
started watching Australia. I probably got like 20 minutes in, so that's how far I got into it. Not far at all.
You need to watch the whole Australian season because it's better than any of the season. I think it's the best season of the challenge since 34. Since War of the Worlds 2 with Cara and Paulie taking over, because it's all about alliances again. It's all about the Bachelor Alliance versus the Upstairs Room Alliance, and it very much reminds me of like Fresh Meat 2 when it was West versus Kenny. It was very much like that this Australian season. It's one of the best challenge seasons in like 3-4 years.
I'll try to get into it. I just the only time I have time to like watch anything is at night, and I usually watch sports instead of like the challenge and stuff. Got to keep up on the basketball.
Yes,
we're gonna do our draft next week for the World Championships because that premieres March 8th. So I'm pretty sure it premieres on Wednesday next week. So we can do our draft on Tuesday.
We might need to do FMC on Wednesday because Tuesday is my kid's birthday.
Oh,
Next Tuesday, March 7th.
Well, they can come on the show and draft for you.
This is true. Harlem would do it.
Harlem absolutely would and would kick our butts.
I mean, we need an advantage because SP3 is already beating us in all these drafts anyway.
3-peat. Going for the 4-peat. Going for the. I'm about to be the first 4-peat in what? 5 decades. First 4-peat in 5 decades.
Don't like it.
You know what to do. You guys know what to do. Jeremy can rig. You know I've never picked first, by the way. So
Yeah,
I think that's even better, even more of an accomplishment that I've never picked first, but yet I've still won 3 straight. But the goal is keep Wes away from me. Don't let me pick Wes because I'm gonna try to pick Wes. I'm just letting y'all know.
I feel like you're gonna get the first pick in this draft. You're kind of due for that.
I am due.
Yeah. Anything else we have to talk about on this show? Anybody?
SP3, we need to rank our One Tree Hill characters. We need to set up to do that.
Well, next week I'm a lot more free than this week, so we can do that. I got a lot of feedback from our OC ranking and the fact that me and Maggie hate Marissa Cooper. That got us big pops from the community. I didn't realize that everybody hated Marissa as much as us. So I'm really looking forward to One Tree Hill. Me and Sherry even got in a conversation with a couple of people about why Dan Scott is one of the greatest villains in the history of American television.
Yes. Even when you want to like him, he's still a bad guy.
He is still a bad guy. The only person that made him a good guy to me was Nanny Carey. Nanny Carey kidnapping him.
That's fair.
Because she tried to break up the greatest relationship in American television history.
She was a crazy bitch.
Nelly is one of the greatest couples in American television history, except when Nathan, doesn't realize that he's got a groupie on his hands. And I just finished watching the later seasons. I was like, why are they doing this to Nelly again? Why? We've been through this. They should just be happy. With Jamie looking cute, they should just be happy. Why you can't let them be happy? Why they gotta be a groupie freaking trying to break them up? And then Dan has to be the one who say...
Oh. Well, that's what happens when you have a town of like 2,000 people and somehow like 9 of the people all the same age became famous.
A basketball player, a published author, a singer,
a fashion designer,
music recording CEO. Yeah. This is like ridiculous. It's like ridiculous how many of these people Then one owns the bar that used to be owned by the mother. Then they reopen Karen's Cafe.
Ridiculous.
Then there's multiple stalkers. There's multiple stalkers and crazy people.
They got a ton of stalkers on that show. Like, damn.
Technically, Lucas was a stalker.
Well, Lucas is a creep, so.
Oh, okay. So I see that me and you, the Marissa Cooper of our tier list, might be Lucas Scott, because Lucas Scott is horrible. I hate Lucas Scott. I hate him. What he did to Brooke Davis, he deserves to be,
The only
put
time
on a
I
stake
liked him,
and burned.
yeah, the only time I liked him was like when Nathan was being mean to him.
Yes,
And
exactly.
and then he lost my sympathy very quickly.
That was like what, the first 5 episodes that
Yeah.
lasted, and then he immediately makes himself a jerk. We'll get into it during our tier.
Anyways, that's going to be on a whole different show.
Yes.
You guys are, as I always say, you guys are welcome to do this tier list whenever you want. Have fun with it. We'll post it whenever. The OC thing got very good feedback. I've clipped one thing from it. I got to clip some other things from it.
Maggie had
so
many quotables during that whole thing.
I'm very
when
sad that
you hit me up with I need timestamps.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I couldn't just
I'm
give
like,
you like 3. I was like, oh, she had this line here.
I know. I was like, I'm not clipping all this SP3. I got a life. And clipping all this stuff. And then I was gonna do it this weekend, and then I realized, I deactivated my Twitter for this weekend, so I can't go back and look at these messages to clip stuff. But I did clip one thing, and I'll clip a couple more. I got too much to do, SP3, but I do look forward to y'all's tier rankings of One Tree Hill. And you did give me the title TV Deep Dives for the playlist, which is very good. So it's not called Degrassi Dudes anymore, which didn't make sense when you were covering Nickelodeon and One Tree Hill and everything. Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to do all the teen dramas. We did Degrassi, did OC. Me and Shay are gonna do One Tree Hill. I'm gonna see if I can find whatever app still has Beverly Hills 90210 and all the seasons I missed.
Hulu had it for a while, but they were missing episodes.
Yeah, once you get to season 5, they start skipping episodes. That's why me and my missus during the pandemic, we were watching Beverly Hills 90210 all over, which pissed me off because it was at a time I was trying to have positive thoughts about Luke Perry, and then everything that Dylan did was pissing me off with that whole love triangle. But that's besides the point. But yeah.
So yeah, I was trying to watch it during the pandemic as well, and I never seen it. I saw like sporadic episodes. My mom really liked it when I was a kid. She liked Melrose Place better, but she did watch some 90210.
My mom did like Melrose Place as well. Yeah.
So I was gonna go. I was gonna watch it, and I'm watching it. Everything's going along fine, and then all of a sudden, it's when I'm terrible with names, and it's been 3 years and a pandemic since I've watched it. So, but it's when, what's her damn name? The blonde. What's the blonde's
Kelly.
name? SP3. Yeah, Kelly. What's her real life name?
Oh my God.
Jenny Garth. Is it Jenny Garth?
Yes,
Jenny Garth. Yes, you're right.
Okay, yeah, Jenny Garth. She gets like that weird like boyfriend who I think is also a stalker. And like they tries to like kill her and everything. And that's when like they start skipping episodes, because it goes from like they're just like establishing like a sort of like friendship type of thing, and then all of a sudden the next episode he's like trying to throw her off a cliff or some shit. I'm completely misremembering this, I know it, but this went from like 0 to 100 real quick. Like what happened? And then I looked at the episode list. I was like, oh, it jumped from episode like 10 to episode 16. I was like, oh yeah, no wonder I've missed a bunch here.
You miss a lot with those teen dramas. You miss like one episode, you've missed so many significant parts of the story that's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to do 90210. I gotta finish watching Vampire Diaries. I got to season 3 and I stopped because I was like, this love triangle between brothers that don't die. It's weird, and I can only take. I can only take so much of what's her name, Nina Nina, whatever. Her, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can only take so much of her since she was on Degrassi as well.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody want to plug anything?
All
right. Guess not.
At True Hill SP3, all my content is up on there. You can see all my tweets from yesterday when I was sitting on my top of my vindicated hill as everybody was ragging on Flawed Paul and his booking of Monday Night Raw. So that was cool. So check it out at True Hill SP3.
Sharon, do you want to plug anything?
What were you sitting on the hill about?
I was vindicated because everybody was realizing that Flawed Paul is not a great booker.
Oh, okay.
We're not talking about
I don't think I've got anything to plug. I don't know.
A-Shock has a good question. Would you do a tier list of Saved by the Bell? 100%.
Well, 100% we would, because me and Jensen did a Saved by the Bell episode of Degrassi Dudes where we talked about Saved by the Bell, but we didn't do the character tier list. And there's really only 7 main characters.
The thing is, you need to do 3 different tier lists because you need to do the one where they had Miss Bliss.
Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
And then you need to do the regular and then the high school and then college.
Saved by the Bell, the college years. No, we need to make it like Dawson's Creek. Yes, you're right. Dawson's Creek is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Pacey over everybody.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World is another one. Yeah, I'm in on that. I'm in on all these. These are great suggestions.
SP3, you're running this show. Like you're the one who's doing all these tier lists and stuff. Whoever you want for these shows, go for it. I'm just jumping in whenever I got free time.
Creek as well, because I feel like Dawson, all One Tree Hill was is the follow up to Dawson's Creek. They just went to a different city across the lake from where Dawson lived, and that's where One Tree Hill is.
The staying power of so many of these teen/college drama shows is insane. Like 90210, people still talk about.
Yep.
One Tree Hill freaking ended how long ago, and they still have a yearly, like, their own Comic-Con basically, and they bring it sells out, and it's insane to me. Insane.
It is. I found out like how many people there's like a lore of people that just follow One Tree Hill.
Yes.
And that's what made me go back last year and rewatch the season, because I stopped watching the time jump in season 5. That was it for me. I watched that full season, but I was like, I don't know if I could continue on. And then to find out they did another time jump, I was like, oh God, all right, I'll watch it. And why would the time jump like 14 months? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, but whatever.
Why is Sean just being a coward and just posting in the chat? Just get on the stream, Sean. Like, you can jump in.
We got to get Sean on One Tree Hill and Dawson's Creek tier list.
I don't know if he watches those shows.
Doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter. He can
it's a draw. He can still rank people based on our description of them.
Am I gonna pay you? Probably not.
No. Are you gonna pay me?
Yeah. I don't pay anybody on this channel.
I just want to get paid in getting a GCW hookup when I'm in Los Angeles, please, John. Let me get me into Bloodsport, please.
I don't watch that shit. I know the shit that you do watch, so we can rank some of that dumb stuff.
We're going to do a Friday after next tier list, Sean. Me and you. A Friday. We'll do a Friday tier list.
That's
I'm going to be in LA.
Awesome. I will be there for way too many days.
I'm coming, I think, Thursday, and then I'll probably leave Monday. So that's a lot
how long I will be there.
Yeah, Josh Barnett kicked the shit out of him last year. He's not asking Josh Barnett for anything.
I do not ask of Josh Barnett for free shit.
Yeah. Josh Barnett was about to beat his ass last year.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You do. You do. You do. Come on. He did not touch you. Yeah, he did not touch you.
He was trembling in fear.
Denise Salcedo saved you by hitting you in the dick.
Yeah, just be like, hey, Josh, you don't want no smoke. Help SP3 get into Bloodsport.
You don't want these problems.
You don't want these problems. You don't want no problem. I'll just come to the door and I'll be like, sirs. That's what the SRS goons. That's what we say. Sirs.
Are you a fightful slut, SP3?
I'm a fightful slut. I'm a SRS goon. We out here.
I am the fightful slut. Thank you very much.
You did. You are the reason for this term,
Yeah.
I believe.
He said, "Oh, look, it's the fightful slut," and I'm like, "Damn, man, what did I do?" Like,
you broke up with him on Thanksgiving or Valentine's Day or Black History
I do have
Month
to state,
or St. Patrick's Day.
I knew that the stalker would. I'm not going to say his name because he watches every stream that I'm on as well. And then
we'll call him Crazy Derek.
Well, he most likely will post a screenshot of all three of us on his Facebook and say that I left him for you guys. But and he'll probably call you some black man because that's what he calls Will every time.
He's gonna be like, "Thank God Black History Month's over," and she's gonna break up with him.
He said she left me for some black man about Will, and Will was like, "Damn." Like, but I knew when I posted the picture of me with Adam Pierce that I was gonna get the hope they break up. Wasn't even like 45 minutes. Got it. Sent it to him, and he was like, "What the hell?" Like, he was...
We've hit his radar, and I'm very sad about that.
Button and slutting, Sean says.
Yeah. The wife and I have hit his radar, and I'm like,
don't feel bad because like it's just because you're a couple.
Oh, I know. I personally don't care because I'm on screen every single day. I'm very open and forthright about a lot of things. It's more her because she is very protective of that stuff. So I don't know why she's with me, just putting everything out there, but she's very protective of that stuff. So that's more of what I'm. But like, we posted the photo on Twitter, and it's just like, oh, hope they break up. Like, well, you're gonna be disappointed, buddy. Hate to break it to you.
He posted pictures of like 8 different couples yesterday, and I swear it's just random people. He's just finding like random people, and he's like, "Well, they're a couple." Like, okay.
Psycho Derek.
Yeah, Psycho Derek.
He's a real life Psycho Derek.
Yeah,
he is.
Real life. All right, everybody. What can I plug here on this show? We have a new episode of New Japan Bread Club that premieres tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. That is with Matt and Kieran talking about New Japan Battle in the Valley, previewing the New Japan Cup, talking all the world, all the news from the world of New Japan professional wrestling. Also tomorrow we have a new episode of Indeed. That's on Wednesdays now with Mike and Reg. Indeed will be on Wednesday evenings because we have an ROH show on the main channel. Thursday evenings with, I believe, Reg and Kate plus 8 are doing the ROH show on the main channel. So now Indeed is now on Wednesdays. Thursday we will have something, whether it be a game stream from Twitch or I have an episode of the series in the backlog. I have interviews. I have plenty of stuff I can run in the backlog. I've got a lot of content. Cher's going to do strong style at some point, I assume. Maybe not.
Yeah,
the bully you into doing this?
We were going to do it last week, but Joel couldn't record, and then I was sick, so.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
if I have to record it solo, I will, and make Joel edit it.
Fair. Thursday, you know what Thursday might actually be? Maybe I will upload something that I have in the archive, but Thursday might be a live episode of Wrestling with the Odds with myself and SP3. We might usually I record that and then I'd upload it on like a Friday or something. But if we don't have anything else running live on Thursday we might just do that live. If it's live, it'll be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, which means I'm going to jump right off the spotlight and jump right on to do Wrestling with the Odds here on this channel. So Thursday might be a live episode of that.
Check out my interviews with Speedball Mike Bailey, and then today we're dropping my interview with Vinny Pacifico. So check.
The great Vinny Pacifico.
Speedball Mike Bailey.
I will 100%. Speedball Mike Bailey is great. I will 100% show you love on the Vinny interview. That this is a show where we actually break kayfabe. Vinny, one of the nicest guys in the world, actually like messaged and like checked up on me this weekend when he saw I deactivated everything. Like he just absolute great human being. I'm rooting for him and everything that he does. So I look forward to checking out the interview.
He was just at the ROH, the AEW Dark.
He was
taping, so
he was. Yes, he was at the AEW tapings. He's doing great stuff on social media. If you don't follow him, please do that because I love his bits with the energy drink, getting different people to try the energy drinks and everything. He's done with like Gangrel, which was fantastic. And
he got his deal.
He did.
He
got the bag.
He actually told me about that when I recorded my interview, and I had to keep it under wraps until he announced it. So great brother right there.
Getting the scoops. Yeah, Vinny's fantastic. So definitely check that interview out with SP3. I'm sure we'll run something from it. I'll make sure it gets run on the site. So yeah, Thursday might be a live episode of Wrestling with the Odds. If it's not live, it'll be up on Friday. It'll be SP3 and I. It's our Revolution preview, betting preview episode. Friday is also coexisting. Saturday is newsworthy. Sunday, I don't know if Joel and Kate plus 8 are doing a show Sunday night since we have Revolution Sunday night. We will have the Revolution watch along as well on Sunday night. So there will be that. There's plenty of stuff. A-Shock says, will you watch AW All Access? I might. And not only that, but we might have a post show for AW All Access. We're working on potentially doing that. And it's going to be with the people after Remove Share. If we do a post show, it'll be with the two names that you see below who might be doing the post show. Not confirmed, but we're speaking about doing this. Look at it. Just put her back on screen as she glares into the camera. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this episode of FMC. We'll be back next week to talk more about MILF Manor and other stuff, I guess. Nothing else matters.
And the challenge draft.
Yeah, we do have the challenge draft. Who cares about that? MILF Manor. That's all anybody cares about.
I
Bye, everyone.
At some point we will sign me up for some show.
Yeah, we have to do that too. We have a lot of bits that we just
Love Island UK.
Yes.